Happy Thursday afternoon. Brian Adams here. Dominate your life. Dominate your life. Hey guys, talking about borrowing money to start your business. Oh man, give it a couple seconds. Get to golf tomorrow. Whew. I should be in Texas right now. That trip got on hold. But hey, we did our podcast. I tagged a couple of guys in this post. Anthony James out in Boise, because he's the guy who does. Hopefully, we're going to be doing a live podcast every week, and so we did one Monday, and one of the comments was asking us to do a podcast on how to secure funds to start your business. And I also tagged my buddy Brian Pappenberg. Man, we've been hanging out a long time, Brian. My God, man, since 2002, 2003 we met. Man. But Brian has done everything 100% correctly, as in saving up money. So when people ask me, oh man, I always hear use other people's money to make money. And if you can, man, God bless you, do it. But you got to have some kind of track record. I mean, if you know people who are going to give you money or loan you money, God bless you, man. Invest it well and pay them back. But but trying to borrow money to start a business, oh man. If you read my book, Master Your Business, it tells you how to start, and I'm so proud. Over the years, what is it, 4 years, 5 years now since I wrote and started selling that book, but I've had 3 different young gentlemen email me or text me, man, thanks for the book. They were about to quit their job and start their business, and after reading the book, they're going to do it, the way I suggest. It's just the way I suggest. It's the way that I think you should do it, and it's called Work Your Ass Off, Save Every Penny. And people are like, oh man, they got this business idea, or and all businesses, all small businesses. But what you got to understand is the majority of small businesses in the first 5 years go belly up. Over 75% of them. Franchises have a better chance of surviving. And that's why I tagged Brian in this. Brian's got Supercuts. So, man, Brian joined my coaching program, like I said, golly, 15 years ago, if not longer, probably longer. But he wanted a franchise. He was in the corporate world. And I think, and he should know better than anybody about how much money America spends credit-wise, because I'm pretty sure he worked in the credit card industry, whether it was like billing or whatever it is. But he just knew he wanted to get out of the corporate world, and he wanted to own his own company and build several businesses and have something to leave for his children and his family. And I tried to talk him into doing his own business. I'm like, dude, you're going to have to spend a ton of money to buy into a franchise, and it's and then you're going to be paying that franchise fee forever. And we looked at every franchise. We started out, he wanted to do some pizza parlors and some restaurants, and we just looked at all of it, because I was telling him, like, dude, I can help you build business. You ain't got to pay those franchise fees. But franchises, if you stick to the plan, you have a higher percentage of making it. And so he went to franchise events, big conferences, and narrowed it down to Supercuts, because that way he could open a couple of franchises without even quitting his day job, without quitting the corporate world until the money came in. Because on average, the franchise you're going to have to pay in, let's use Subway. I think Subway's like $75,000 to buy into, and you have to agree to open up 3 to 5 other locations within the first 5 years or something. So you have to have that 75 grand to buy into it. I think they want to see another 75 or 100 grand in the bank, because they know how hard it is. They know how tough it is. So when you start, and I'm going to stick with construction right now, but it could be a karate dojo studio, could be a dance studio, could be a freaking chiropractic. I'm working with a chiropractor right now. He just opened up his second location, so I'm throwing that in there right now. But yeah, man, it's like, so whatever it is that you start, but construction, talking with a guy this morning in the junk removal business. He's like, man, all you need is a car and you can haul junk away. Everybody's doing it. The kid was like, yeah, man, whatever. Nobody's joining that pity party. But yeah, man, construction guys, man, like these painting contractors that I help, JB knows what I'm talking about. Murray knows what I'm talking about. Ryan knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, you go to Home Depot and they sell the whole business in a box at Home Depot. It's like wrapped in plastic. It's like a tray with a cut-in brush and a roller, and you're in business, man. You're a painter. You got a painting business, and that's all. I mean, and that's almost what it is. But but I'm telling you, man, because nobody. Man, I'm like top of the top when it comes to teaching martial arts, hands down. There's very few people who are as good as I am, hands down. But that's the trade. That's not the business. When it comes to construction, that's your trade. That's not the business. Knowing the trade doesn't have anything to do with the business. So back to the whole, how do you secure money? How do you get people to invest in your company? JB's watching right now. JB, tell him, man, you go to Home Depot, man, for like $9.99. You have a painting company. It's crazy, man. But no, you've got to work your ass off. You've got to save the money and use that $75,000 that whatever, like, and there's a shitload of painting company franchises. Whatever trade you're in, trust me, someone's selling a franchise. I started to do a hardwood flooring franchise and sell it out, and I still may. We still may. It's up in the air. It's something we toss around and talk about all the time. But again, you got to have 55, 60 grand to buy into that fucking franchise. So you should have that money to start your own company. All of it. And do you need it? Yeah, you need it. You need it for the marketing. You need it to get everything up and going. You need it to pay the employees. I mean, a whole bunch of stuff. But there's a reason. But I'm telling you, people's like, oh man, you know how long it's going to take me to save up $30,000? No, I don't. And I don't care. I'm just telling you, for you to try to go to 10, 15, 20 friends and tell them you got this idea, you've been painting this long, or you've been doing flooring this long, you've been doing roofing this, whatever it is that you think that you do, and you, oh man, you house, what is it, the pressure washing, spraying and cleaning, and you got this little trailer you pull behind your Toyota, and now you're in business, all of that crap, man. All you're going to do is borrow money from someone and not be able to pay them back. Trust me. It's too damn easy to start your own business. So when things start to fall, and they will, that's the reality of it, is you're too easy and eager to give up and go get a job. So I'm telling you, when you put your own money into it, it's totally different. And like, so back to the whole saving it up. Look, man, hands down, as Americans, we spend way too damn much money anyway, period. Save up the damn money. Cut your expenses. I say you need to save 30% of everything that you earn. And if you read like the Richest Man in Babylon and all this other stuff, they want you to save 10% as your savings. You give 10% away. I'm reading a book right now, Toxic Charity. It's like what a disservice you give by donating money. It's like, I don't know, just Toxic Charity, read it. But and then 10%, you give to charity, 10% you give to people to invest for you, Wall Street and that stuff. If you're investing in businesses, you should be investing in your business. Okay, because if you don't make it, nobody making it. And yes, you should be buying stocks and all this other shit. That's a whole different podcast. But I'm telling you, in all honesty, my advice to people is learn to live on 20% of what you earn, what you get paid, the money that comes in. Live on 20% of it. Brian, I can't do that. And yeah, man, no shit. I'm in Southern California right now. I drive past about 1,000 different homeless people every day because I only travel about 1 to 2 miles. So that tells you how many homeless people are in Southern California. Look, man, they all living on less than 20% of what you earn. So if they can do it, you can do it. I mean, cut out everything. I'm telling you, you got a wife, a kid or two, move in with the in-laws. Save every freaking penny. Do whatever it takes. Instant gratification does not benefit you. And trying to borrow money from someone to start a company that's going to fail, Brian, that ain't motivating. You're supposed to be a motivational speaker. No, man, I'm a realistic speaker. And the truth is people have been motivating your ass way too long, telling you all about rainbows and sunshine and butterflies and fairy tales. And the truth is, like, you start your business, the shit's going to be hard. And you're probably going to fail. You don't have to. I've got over 300 videos on my YouTube channel. Take action. Watch them. Take action. Watch them. Take action. But do not go and borrow money from people. Do not get loans that you're not going to be able to pay back. You starting behind the 8 ball. I'm telling you, work your ass off. So, no, I don't know how long it's going to take you to save up 30 grand, 40 grand, or 50 grand. I just know you need to save it up. And then 80% of that needs to be spent on marketing in the first 3 to 5 years. Oh my God, that much, man? Yes, man, that fucking much. I've got a whole formula somewhere. It's either written down, it's probably in some of my YouTube videos of how much money should be spent on marketing and in the beginning and throughout the career of your business. But yeah, so that's my advice. I'm tagging Brian, and Brian, I don't even know if he's on Facebook anymore, and if he is, it's hard to get him. I tried to get him to do a podcast. I'm like, dude, you owe me. You owe me. And quit sending me these supercut coupons and get on this damn podcast with me. But he's too shy. He don't want to get on there. But maybe he'll respond to this. And I know Anthony will be watching it, and we'll talk about it on the podcast. But maybe Anthony will tell you, yeah, man, get $100,000 loan and jump in there, burn your ships at sea and all that bullshit. So maybe he'll say that. I don't know. I'm just telling you my opinion. And I borrowed the money from people and had paid them back, but it was hard. I didn't pay them back when I should have paid them back. Didn't pay them back as much as I regretted it. I'm telling you, when it's your money, things change quickly. You look at everything different. You count every penny and you do the right stuff. Educate yourself before you get into business. I'm telling you, doing the trade is not the business. Doing the trade means you can go and work for somebody and they pay you, and the better you are at doing your trade, the more they're going to pay you. And the more financially smart you are with your money, that's the faster you're going to be able to save it up. And as you're saving it up, watch the videos, read the books, plan it out, and then plan it out again, plan it out again. Play in your mind, play chess in your mind with your business. You're going to do this. How much is it going to cost me to run ads on Google and Facebook and Yelp and send out mailers and get the truck wrapped and do yard signs and all the stuff that I have in my $1 million content video. All that. So how much is that all going to cost? And are you going to have a storefront? Or are you not going to have a storefront? Are you going to have a storage unit? Or are you going to have a shop? All of that stuff. How much is that going to cost? And how much money do you need to spend to get, say, 10 phone calls or like 2 jobs a week? I mean, how many phone calls do you need to answer to turn those into leads that you can call and contact and go and visit? And how many? All of it, man. You will eventually have statistics, and I'm telling you, you can play this in your mind. You can talk to other people in business. How many phone calls did it take to land a job? How much was the profit in the job? People on Facebook, not so much, because most of them are full of shit. You don't want to get advice from Facebook. Although you're watching this on Facebook, hopefully not. This will be downloaded and put onto YouTube and Twitter and TikTok and all the other shit, Instagram. But I'm telling you, man, do your research. You watching these guys on Facebook and Instagram post shit. I just watched the video right now. This guy giving all this advice, and I'm like, motherfucker, 2 weeks ago you were borrowing money to pay rent. Now you're giving business advice. I swear to God, this is not a joke. I'm telling you. Me and another guy was going back and forth on Messenger. It's hilarious. But do your research, man. Find out where you're getting the advice from. It's like this. Old Indian chief dies. So the new young guy, he's next in line. So he's now, this young dude is the chief, and it's late September. October's right around the corner. It's fall, man. And so all these, everybody's gathering around his teepee, and they're asking this young Indian chief, man, winter's going to be upon us, soon. What kind of winter are we going to have? How much firewood should we be gathering up? And this is a young Indian chief, man. He don't know. So he tells them, well, it's looks like it's going to be an okay winter, but we better start gathering up some firewood just to be sure. So they all scatter and they start gathering up firewood. This dude heads in the teepee, sneaks out the back, runs all the way down to the street, jumps on the payphone, calls up the National Weather Service and says, what kind of winter we expecting? And they say, hang on. And they get back to him in a couple of minutes. And they say, well, it looks like it's going to be an okay winter. And he goes, all right, good. So it goes back and a couple of weeks go by and he's second guessing it. And he's not sure. And so the Indian, all the tribe comes to him again going, hey, we're gathered up firewood. Everything's looking good. And he's like, well, I don't know. Let's get a little bit more firewood. And so they all scatter. They start gathering up a little bit more firewood because, it's his first year as chief going through the winter. He don't want to make no mistakes. So he gets back into the teepee, man. He runs it down the street, gets on that payphone, calls up the National Weather Service, asks them, man, I called you a couple of weeks ago and I just want to double check, man, what kind of winter are we going to have? And the guy says, hang on, let me get back to you. Yeah, so a couple of minutes go by, he comes back and he goes, man, looks like it's going to be a pretty cold winter. He goes, all right, I appreciate that advice. Hangs up the phone, runs back, gathers up all the Indians in the village, and he says, you know what, man, I've looked at all the bones, I've checked it all out, I've asked the gods, and this is going to be a pretty tough winter. We need to gather up some firewood. So they all disperse, man. They're getting up the firewood. And so another couple of weeks go by, and this young chief, he's sweating it. He don't want to make no mistakes. He runs back, he sneaks out the teepee, runs down, gets on the the payphone, calls up the National Weather Service, and the guy, he says, man, I just got, I'm worried here. What kind of winter are we going to have? He says, the National Weather Service guy says, let me check. Comes back and he goes, man, I'm telling you, going to be one of the coldest winters we've had in years. And the young chief is like baffled. He goes, man, how can you be sure? He goes, well, I'm not positive, but I'm telling you, the Indians are gathering up firewood like there's no tomorrow. So I'm telling you, when you're getting advice, make sure you know where the guy's getting advice from that you're getting advice from. I'm telling you, everybody's a fucking expert nowadays, and ain't none of them did shit. So my advice to people asking if they should borrow money to open up a business is hell no. You don't got money in the bank to start a business, then you don't deserve to be starting a business. And the guy's like my friend and mentor Jim Rohn used to say, he's like, who's the guy going to hire? It's like, are you going to hire someone? It's like, hey man, how's your bank account? How's everything going? He goes, oh man, I don't know, man. The money just goes through my fingers like it's water. It's like, yeah, that's the kind a guy you want control of the finances. It's like, no, man. So if you can't save up money, 20 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand, trust me, that may sound like a little bit of money to somebody, but it is not. That's like pennies on the dollar. In all honesty, that ain't, in the world of business, that is nothing. You ain't got 30, 40, 50, 60 grand in the bank. You have no business trying to be in business. If you cannot work and save and keep money, then you have no business even starting a business. If you have to go out and borrow money to start your business, you have no business starting a business. If you're in business and you're doing pretty good and you need maybe a new truck or a piece of equipment and it's 60 grand to buy this piece of equipment, and you know that if you do the numbers, man, you know how much is that going to, and here's a book for you. Patrick David's book, Your Next 5 Moves. Buy that, man. But so that piece of equipment, you got to do the numbers. How long is it going to take you to pay that back? What's the interest on it? So it may be 60 grand, but after you pay the interest over the next 5 years, how much is it really going to be? Is that piece of equipment going to bring in this much more profit? The only number that matters in business is profit. Well, that piece of equipment bring in this much more profit each week so that you can make that payment. And after it's paid off in 3 to 5 years, you pay it off early so you don't have to pay the interest rates as much. After that, it's pure profit. So you've got to run the numbers, whether it's marketing or like if you need to hire some people. We talked about that on the podcast. It's like in the beginning when you're hiring new people, they may not bring you in the profit that they will eventually. It depends on how you train them, how you send them out, all of that stuff. Everything is connected to everything. There's no shortcuts in a successful business. What's successful, Brian? You not having to be there and being able to spend money that you would not otherwise have. I mean, all the bills are paid. You got extra money and you're not even there. The business is running itself. a business that you can sell, people are willing to pay you for, nobody's going to buy a job, all of that shit. Anyway, all right, man, I'm going to go home, maybe have a drink or two. It's golf tomorrow. I got to wind down a little bit, get ready for that. Who we got here? Big Johnny watching. Jonathan Mooney, what's up, brother? And Nathan's watching. Cindy, Miss Cindy, I haven't seen her forever. Sean, what's up, brother? JB, what did JB say? Big Anthony, what's up, coach? Anthony, my man. My man. Anthony just spending some more money on marketing. What else? Christopher James is watching. JB's watching. I can't scroll up on this thing. Doggone it. There it goes. JB's laughing. All right, guys. Garage painters. JB knows, man. All right, man. I'm out of here. Anthony, Brian, you guys watch this video later on. Leave some comments. Is it smart for someone to borrow money to start a business? My advice is hell no. Who else is there? I just seen Sean's there. Devin's there. Devin moved. Devin's doing great. Yeah, I thought I saw Douglas is watching. What's up, Big Doug? Rock. All right, guys. Man, I am out. Man, I keep seeing. Who do I see? It's somebody I keep seeing. Hopefully, who is it? Hang on. Randy, what's up, brother? Steven, I knew I seen Steven's name. What's up, Big Steven? Man, I wish I could drive up to Washington and see you when I'm up there next month. Anyway, all right, guys, I am out of here. Leave the comments. Hopefully you'll be seeing this on YouTube. Join the YouTube channel. All that good stuff. You guys have a good weekend. Wait, Randy says what? Started my business 12 years ago, living paycheck to paycheck. Haven't looked back. That's it, man. Did you borrow money, Randy? Heck, I don't know. Did you, Randy? Did you borrow money? If you stick it out, man, I'm telling you, most of the guys, I mean, especially us, and like, if you're a small business owner, we're kind of cut from the same cloth. You can't work for somebody else. You're working for everybody else, and whoever you're working for, no matter what they're doing it wrong in our heads. I know that was me. Man, was I a jerk. I look back at who I was as a kid and working for people, and I'm like, man, how in the hell did they not fire me? And I know why. It's because I made them so damn much money. But, yeah. Randy said, fuck no. No, man. No. You can't be... That's like going to Vegas with somebody else's money. It's like, yeah, let it ride. Let it ride. No, man. Big Slapjack, what's up, brother? So, all right, man. I'm going to get out of here and talk with y'all soon. God bless. Enjoy whatever it is that you